guys, welcome back to Cara Plans. Today we're going to be doing my weekly check-in for April 1st through the 8th. It has an extra day just because I track monthly and the 1st was like on a Friday. So, but as you can see, lots of expenses going on here. So we're going to have to modify the weekly check-in down here at the bottom just a little bit. Just a lot of little different things going on, and a ton of my bills were due the beginning of the month this pay period or this month, so it was just a little bit crazy. So the first thing we're tracking here, we went to the Carnegie Museum of Natural History in Pittsburgh, and I took the boys and their one friend to go see the dinosaurs and all the other fun stuff. So we are members of the Carnegie Museums. There's 4 of them in Pittsburgh, and you get one membership and you have access to all 4 of the museums. There's the Museum of Natural History, the Museum of Art, the Andy Warhol Museum, and the Carnegie Science Center are all included in the one membership. So while we didn't have admission, there was a special exhibit on river monsters, which are like giant fish. There's a show on National Geographic that this guy goes searching for these river monsters, and they had a special exhibit there, and the kids were really excited about that. So I did pay the extra admission for the special exhibit. So that's the $12 in fun money there. And then the kids got report cards last week. So one of my sons picked out a game for his computer for $847. That was another fun expense. So I think what I'm going to do is these first 2 here and just ignore the vertical lines just to save some space. So we did have 2 fun expenses, and I'm throwing highlighters today. And then while we were at the museum, we did get some pizza and some slushies. And then after we left the museum, the kids decided they were hungry again, so we went to McDonald's. And I had Panera for lunch at work one day. I get their flatbread pizzas, and they are amazing. I eat the whole thing. So good. Sheets, we ran in for, I think, a bottle of pop for one of the kids. And then I had dinner at Sheets one night as well. And yesterday before work, I ran into Aldi to pick up some basic food stuff that we needed: milk, lunch meat, cheese, bread. So those are my food expenses for the week. I'm really trying not to eat out so much at lunch from work, so I'm trying to cut that down. But the kids and I did go out to eat, and so we had a little bit of food expenses there. And then the next expense we're going to go for is car expenses. Now, this was at the museum. This was a parking fee, so I do count that in my car budget. Parking fees, car washes, tolls, gas, of course. This one here was gas for $60. So I count all of that in my car budget. And then the kids' budget, we did do their allowance. So they do chores around the house and they each earn $5 a week, but I end up pulling it out of cash every pay period. So $5 times 2 kids times 2 weeks, $20. So that was that kid expense there. And then we had, like I said, a ton of bills go out. So we had my mortgage. We had Netflix. We had People's Gas. And then my UPMC is my health insurance, so I count that under insurance. And then a couple of these we're counting as debt. So my one PNC card. Levin and Chase. Then I'm going to skip a row there. And we had some giving for $80 and then $59.40. It's very overwhelming to have this much spending at the beginning of the month, but I've already looked at next pay period and I'm very aware that there are like no bills coming out. So that is where I plan to do like my sinking funds, and like my emergency fund and maybe extra debt payments. Personal, I bought a book and I got my nails done. And then one last expense for household. So if you watched my plan with me video on Saturday, you knew that when I was filming it, my kid was at a sleepover and busted his face open. So I did run down to Rite Aid to try to get Dermabond, which you can't buy over the counter apparently. So I did pick up some liquid skin that I was gonna try to use, but I'm not real worried about it. So that's where we are on that. So those are all my spendings for this week. So let's get these totaled up.
Wanna be free of this heart, yeah. Wanna feel your arms around me. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow, yeah. Should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine, think about you every time? I remember that it's over, yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark.
Okay, so I've got those totaled up down here. And then what I'm going to do, why I left so much extra space, was when I closed out my March budget, I went ahead to the end of April and set my budgets for all my categories. So I'm going to refer to this and calculate how much is remaining in each budget. So my first one is fun, and I had budgeted $150 and I spent $20.47. So I have $129.53 left. So I'm going to put an R at the top of here for remaining since I'm tight on space this week. And the food, I had budgeted $350 and I spent $110.81. So I have $239.19 left. Car expenses, I budgeted $325. I spent $70. So we have $255 left there. Household, I had budgeted $300. Only spent $6.97. So $293.03 left there. Bills, I had $12.50 and I have spent $708.42. So we still have $541.58 left for bills. Insurance, I had budgeted $350 and I spent $135.83. So I have $214.17 left in my budget there. Now debt, I had a goal of paying $800 this month, and I've already paid $704.75. So we have $95.25 left there. I know this is kind of funky with me flipping pages here, but hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys. Then giving, I had planned 600 and I spent 139.40. So I have 460.60 left in that budget. In personal, I had budgeted 250 and I spent 70.80. So I have 179.20 left in my personal. And for the kids, I had budgeted 175 and we spent 20. So we have 155 left there. So first week of the month, there was a lot of spending. Everything's still in budget. I haven't gone over anything yet. Woohoo! First 8 days. The food budget, I have $239 left for the whole month of April. So I know that spending all of that money eating out when I took the kids out kind of cut into my food budget. So I'm going to have to be conscious of that when I'm doing my grocery shopping. And technically maybe could have categorized that under fun since we were out doing an activity, but I did count it in the food budget for now. And we'll see how the rest of the month goes. And I don't know if you caught me, but I used the wrong color highlighter for kids. And I had to fix that down here because I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, this weekly check-in wasn't too bad. And I was keeping up with everything on my monthly view. The only thing I haven't gotten to add on yet is the bill for the Rite Aid for the liquid skin that I got for my son, and that was $6.97. So I'm just going to put that on here. And so that is the 1st through the 8th is all tracked. The only thing, these two haven't cleared yet. I did have them planned to go out of my bank account this day, but they have not cleared yet. So I'm probably going to wait until they clear and maybe move them down to next week or just leave them here and check them off when they clear. But those were planned expenses that I had. And I can see right now that that's $300 towards debt. So whatever I had budgeted for debt, we're going to go over this month, which is fine. If I have the extra, let's pay off some debt, right? Because I need to get that back under control and get back to where I was last year. But overall, not a bad weekly check-in considering how many transactions I did have. So thank you guys so much for checking in with me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.